Hi friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to make two different cards. One's going to be more of a mixed media card and one's going to be more of a traditional card, and maybe a couple of tags as well to go with those. The first one I'm going to start off with is the mixed media, the more artistic, I guess. I mean, it's all art, but it's different. You have like the traditional, more conservative type cards, and then we have the more artistic. I call artistic, but it's more mixed media, more loose type of a card. So I have two sizes. I got these cards. I mean, they're the actual cards, but we're making the mats or the faces, the part that goes on top, separate, so we can just glue them on. So I got two different sizes. I have a 5x7, and then I have a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And what I've done is I've cut these faces, these mats, a 1/4 inch smaller on each side. So that's what I did. So they would fit like. So this is the card. Of course, Hobby Lobby has these. Michaels. I think Walmart has them too. And so I've got them at Hobby Lobby because they put them on sale like a couple times a month, like 40% off. And I'm pretty sure Michaels does the same thing. But so when you cut it a 1/4 inch shorter on each side, it makes it like 1/8 of an inch. You have like 1/8 of an inch border around it. So it just depends what you'd like to do. But that's what I normally do. So I cut this one for the larger one, which I'm going to do mixed media on. And then I cut a smaller one that I'm going to make more like a traditional, maybe like a thank you card or something. So let's get started. So with this one, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to just make it bright and fun. So let's get started here. These are the inks that I've chosen. I mean, normally you would probably start out with white, but this was just easier. It's what I had on hand. So I just went ahead and cut this one. We can still work with it. If you didn't want to have to add color to the back of it, I would suggest using paper that already has pattern on it, and then you wouldn't, I mean, if you're in a hurry. I'm doing this because I enjoy it, but some people just want to put something together really quickly. I suggest that if you want to make several cards, I would do them all at one time. Then you can add sentiments later. Just have them on hand. A lot of people do that. And so trying to make one card at a time, which you have to bring everything out and make it and then put it all back and then do it again. So a lot of people will make multiple cards at one time and put them away, and then, just whenever you need one, pull one out, add a sentiment, and you're done. So, okay, so we're going to have a little fun with this one. I want to add some color. This is, let me see, this is Art by Marlene. I got this from her book. Let me see if I can show it to you. She came out with this a while back. It may still be available. I don't know, but some of hers sell out so quickly. But you just have some beautiful, colorful items in there that pop out. I think I may have done a haul on this, but yeah, it said the little you get 2 pages that are the same, and then the little ephemera or the images pop out, so you don't have to worry about fussy cutting. Try to show what I'm doing. See, so they just kind of like pop out. But yeah, so I'm going to use that for the fun one. And I talked about if you didn't want or didn't have the time or didn't want to add color to the back. Like this is the Dina Wakley collage papers. Now, I don't know if this is available. It may. She comes out with some of these ever so often, so I usually buy them. And you can use these as backgrounds as well if you didn't have the time to add color. So those are just a few things you can do different. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add color, and then I'm going to run this through the Big Shot, and I'm going to emboss a little bit, give it a little bit of texture, and then I'll put this on there. Okay, so I wanted this bright, I wanted it cherry, and I wanted different colors. Now, you can run it through and emboss it first. This is a Sizzix one. Or you can, and then come back and add color. Or you can add color first and then run it through. And that's, I do it both ways. It just depends what you're looking for. What is it that you want it to look like? So I prefer, this is just, I think the color will be stronger this way. So I'm just going to do it this way. And I'm using Distress ink with this. You can use the oxides. It just depends what you're going for. The oxides, you know, I may go with the oxides because it just feels like this is a little, it's not bright as I wanted it. Let me get some oxides. And in my last video, I kind of talked a little bit about the fact that the oxides are more opaque and the Distress inks are more, you know, they're lighter, more translucent. So let's try an oxide. Because that's probably what I'm looking for, a deeper color, and I probably should have gone with that instead of the inks. This is how you learn. Yeah, this is what I wanted. I'm going with the oxide. And it's through experimentation that you learn. So I want it a little bit deeper on the edges. Yeah. Okay. So then I need a green. I'll go with a brighter. Let's see if this one will work. This is the one that I just used. I'll show you the color. Was Mustard Seed, which is one of my favorite actually. And then Cracked Pistachio is also another favorite of mine. So let's try that one. See if it gives me the right greens. I may want to go with a deeper one. Oh no, this is good. It's got a bright. I do want this a little on the bright side. It's nice that Tim Holtz is making his oxides in a smaller version because it's just easier, more portable. I mean, I like the bigger versions too, don't get me wrong, but this is just nice and convenient. I think he actually came out with more colors today. All right, let's see. I want a blue. I want a deeper blue. Oops. Then I think I'm gonna go with an orange. That's kind of the color I really wanted, like a teal. Oh, yeah, this will work. Ooh, yeah. That's pretty. That is very pretty. My kitty cat's out there wanting my attention. I don't know if you can hear him meowing. Just adding colors, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, let's see if I have an orange. Oxides. Put that back. I'm gonna use, ooh, I like the spiced marmalade. That's also really pretty. Again, like I mentioned on my last video, just kind of be patient when you're applying. This is a foam. These are little foams. But you can also use the brushes. The brushes are really good too. And sometimes it'll give it more of a softer. Let me get a brush. Let's see. Yeah, here's one. So this one would, I like the brushes too because they are softer color. See how it kind of applies a little bit softer than the sponge. It just depends what you're going for. My suggestion is always just try using different ways, different tools, different ways to apply the color, and then and you'll find out what works best for you. Because something that I may like may not be something you like, and some tools are easier for other people than for us. So yeah, it just depends what you want to do. Let me clean my hands before I get color on everything. That's one thing you have to be careful about is not getting color, not mixing the colors up, because that can happen. Okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to go and run this through with the embossing folder. Now, okay, let's see what it looks like. Okay, I'm back. So let's see. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see. It added some pattern. Now, so if we want that to pop a little bit, which I kind of do. Maybe a little pink. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of pickle. What's it called? Picked raspberry. Just kind of make those hearts pop up a little bit. See, I don't know if you can see them or not. But so what you do is, let's say I did not add the color first. What you could have done was run it through with the embossing folder first and then come back and do what I'm about to do. Or you can do what I'm going to do, is where you add some color to the raised images that you just embossed, and just kind of give it a little color. But what you do is you go over it with your color very lightly. So I'm just going to do that. Again, this is mixed media. You don't have to worry about it being perfect, because that's not what you want. You want it just to have a little bit of something, you know, just to kind of make it look different, and yeah, just play with it. I'm gonna add a little bit to the edges. Just feel like it, I don't know, looks like look good. Okay, I like that. I like it a lot. And the colors that I'm using is kind of going off of what I'm going to be putting on there. So, all right, so let's move some of this stuff out of the way. All right, so at this point you can do something else to it. You can add splatters, or you can add more color, something to the background. It's up to you, but I'm gonna keep it simple today because I still need to show you another card. Just make sure it's dry. If it's, you know what, let me make sure it's dry because I don't want to make a big mess. Another way to add texture, oh, you know what, I did want to do something else, I just remembered. You can also add texture paste if you didn't want to emboss, and I showed a little bit about that last time as well. Another thing that I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stamp just something for the background, just to give it something to, I don't know, pop a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp a little bit on here, just to give it something else to the background. I showed you, I think I showed you this last time. This is also art by Marlene. As you know, I love art by Marlene. I say that all the time. She's just so creative. Her colors are so happy. I think I'm going to use this one, just like a script. I'm going to use some archival ink, so make sure I have it go on the right way. You can put this on a stamping block, or you could just freehand it. It's up to you. I think I'll just, for once, I'll do it this way. I usually freehand it, but and you don't want to overdo it. You just want to put some, different places. You don't want to cover the whole area with it. I think I'm going to do something like, I kind of like these flowers better. So what I may do, since it's going to be covering up a lot of that script, I think I want a little bit of script down here. There, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to overdo it because I can tend to overdo it. So I have to learn to back off. Okay. So then I think what I'm going to do is just kind of figure out where you want to place your ephemera or images. I think I'm going to actually put her in the background. I'm trying to figure out how I want to place things. Something like that. I kind of want the wings to hang off a little bit, but at the same time I wanted to fit in the card, in the envelope. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue her down. I think I'm going to use tape. I usually, it's a little bit thick, and I don't want it to come off. I think she needs a little bit of dimension. I'm actually going to go around the edges a little bit. When you add a little bit of ink around the edges, it just gives it a little bit of dimension. It doesn't look so flat, and that's what you don't want it to look like completely flat. I mean, unless you want it that way, I mean, you could, but I don't tend to like to do that. I like it to have some kind of something around the edges to kind of give it a sort of pop from the background. Sometimes you can also just go around it with some kind of pencil. So yeah, there's something I'm gonna put her. Let me look at my placement again. I'm gonna put her right there. So I'm just gonna use a tape runner. You could use glue, but I just want to make it simple. So I think right there. Then for the butterfly, you know, I think I want something darker around the butterfly. Use black. I don't generally use black around the edges. I usually use a brown, but I think today I do want black. I want the colors on the butterfly to kind of pop out. You know what I mean? Since I'm gonna use some foam dots to kind of lift it up, but at the same time I want it to look like it's floating. So I'm gonna add some black around the edges. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, let me get some foam dots. Middle. I'm not going to put them on the edges because I want it to have, I want it to kind of go up a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of bend it a little bit. I'm going to take these little things off. I just wanted to have a little bit of a, I think I want it over her head. So I'm going to put him down, but then I'm going to lift up a little bit. Don't bend it too much. You just want it to, you know, go up a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And then let's see about the flowers. That looks better. It already has black around the edges. I need to add a little bit. Probably should use brown, but it already has a little black on the edges. Okay. I think what I may do is lay that one flat and then just pop up the other one. Well, it's nice that fall's coming in. Kind of excited for fall. I'm just looking forward to the cooler weather. Not that the weather was really that hot this year. I mean, it was pretty mild, for Texas. It's usually all dried up and 110 degrees or something. But this year it's been pretty mild. You know, I think we hit 100 a few times, but usually it's been in the high 90s. It's been raining enough to where it's still green out there, which is, like I said, not normal for this time of the year for us. Usually it's all dried up. Isn't that pretty? I feel like maybe it needed something there. I should. I'm probably gonna put a sentiment though. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I had some sentiments I was looking at earlier. This is also by Art by Marlene. They're just little sentiment stickers. You can buy sentiments. You can stamp your own sentiments. You can go on Etsy. I've done that before, especially for seasonal ones, and go on Etsy and download some and print them yourself. I think I want this one. It says, "She shines so bright, she lights up the whole world." I thought that was really pretty sentiment, but I'm gonna cut it. Where's my scissors? So I think, let me see where I'm gonna place it here. Now I'm just laying it, I'm just sticking it on here because, you know, I already have some dimension with this, but if you wanted this to actually have dimension, you wanted it to be raised up, you could put this on cardstock, cut it out, and then put something behind it like foam dots or something to lift it up. So, or foam of some sort. But so that's what it looks like. So once you finish, just figure out how you want your card, and then all you have to do is for placing this on here, I would absolutely use a tape runner, just because this is thick. I mean, you could use a good heavy duty glue, and that would work. But another thing, you could put this, I'm just going to put it on there because there's a lot of dimension already on here from where I've added foam dots. But if you wanted, and if you did not want to glue it down, you could use the foam dots on the back of these. And they sell the foam, the double-sided foam in strips if you didn't want to put dots. But this is the hard part, is trying to make sure you have it, before you put it down. Placement, you know. There you go. Isn't that pretty? Got yourself a card. And yeah. It could be pretty for somebody's birthday or just thinking of you. So I hope you like that demonstration. Okay, well, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to prep for my next card, which is going to be more of a traditional, easy card. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, friends, I'm back. Okay, this is going to be more of a traditional card. I'm using these sets, which is they're really nice. I like them because they're called Uniquely Creative. I think it's a company out of Australia. Yeah, so it's a set. I think these were like $9.99, and it comes with the die. It comes with the stamp, and it comes with a stencil. Now with the stencil, as you can see, it's two parts, and you can also, what I did was, which I took a class on this is not my idea. I took a class and this is what we did in our class. But just as for a simple card, this is what comes with it, but she had us just outline this on some cardstock and cut around it. You can make your own tag. And my idea was that you could make a tag or card, or you can make both. And then you can actually make a hole or something and make like a bookmark you can put inside your card. Just something fun to do. So anyway, so I just really like these sets. I've got 2 of them. I think there's 3 or 4. I don't remember how many there are, but they're different. And these are the 2 that I liked. And so I got these 2. Actually, this came with the class. When you took the class, you got this with it. And then I just bought this because I like the leaves. And so you can either just have, I just cut this out of cardstock from this die, and then I'm just going to color it. And then in the class we just had like one, but they were small. Yeah, we just had like one. Let me put this away. We just had like one, but some people were mixing them, and so they would have like, they'd have both, and I thought that was really pretty. So I thought with this I'm going to do both. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to do right now is, well, first of all, I think I need to put something on the background. So I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to just add, you can tape it down if you'd like, with some light tack tape. This is green tape, which is light tack. So you don't want tape that's regular tape because it's going to tear your paper. You don't want that. It's just temporary to hold the stencil down while you apply color. So I'm going to put that in the center, and I think for the back, I know it's already kind of a yellow, but I really want it to pop. So I'm going to actually use oxide for this because it is more opaque and is going to lay down more of a color for me that I want. So you just basically use your foam dauber, I'm going to call it, and put that on there. Let's see. Oops. Nope. Get it all. There we go. So it's like a little something. You can move it around too if you wanted to make it bigger. The ones that we made were actually smaller cards, more like little thank you cards. So I'm just wanting to add something in the back so it's not just drab. There we go. And then if I wanted to put something on the tag, I get to do that. If I want it to match, it doesn't have to be perfect. It reminds me of an Easter egg. So, yeah. All right. The other one, I'm just going to do something, keep it simple. Just a fine color. Ooh, do I need to do that? See, it moved. Then put the tape enough down. Oh my goodness. It's okay. It'll be fine. All right, let me close that. All right, lay these aside for now. So now I'm going to color these in. So I was trying to use some colors that kind of pop a little bit. So here I'm going to use ink. Let's just see what it looks like. So, careful, because it is very delicate. You don't want to tear the paper, because that can happen. You don't have to use this kind of ink. You could use a marker to color this in, crayon, markers, whatever you want to do. So don't think you have to do what I'm doing. Please, use whatever medium you would prefer to. I'm just doing this because it's convenient since they're here. The table so it doesn't get all over the place. And I'm going to do the flower portion. Again, you can do any color you like. You can use anything to color, watercolor, like I said, the markers, whatever you'd like to use. Again, be careful. They're very delicate. That's why I'm trying not to rub too hard. It may have been better if I had used some markers, to be honest. I may just do that next time. Be easier to control. Okay, so then going back to this, let's use this. I kind of like this stamp. Now in the class that I took, she told us to use the same color that we used for the background. So I'm going to try that and see what it looks like. And we did, but we were using white cardstock. I was not using a color one. So let's see. You know what? I probably should have cut some more to use on the tag. I didn't even think about that. I'll have to do that. I'll have to go back and do that. It's interesting, even though you're using the same color, it kind of pops a little bit because it's you're layering it. Again, see how when you use an oxide, it's kind of opaque. So let's put those aside. Let me try it. I don't know. I may have to use a different color. It may pop. Let's see. But we may want it to be more subtle, since this is more of a traditional subtle card compared to the one we made earlier that was more loose, more, mixed media. That maybe looks okay. I don't know. Let me think about this one. dry that. I'm going to cut this. With this, I'm going to actually use glue, or you could use collage medium, but I'm going to use the glue. It'll dry clear, even though it's going to look white right now. It will dry clear. You could again use foam to lift it if you wanted to give it some height, some dimension. If you're worried about the glue being too much, you can spread it with your fingers. And you don't want it coming out too much. Some people, what they'll do is they'll put the glue down like that, and they'll just kind of like slide it over like that. Then they'll place it. I think I'm going to place it like that. And I'm going to rip that off. I think that's pretty, actually. Like that. And then all you have to do is place it on your card. Actually, what I may do, since I didn't really add dimension to this, I'm going to actually use foam dots. Should probably use the strips, but I don't want to get that out. If you use the strips, you don't have to use as many dots, but that's okay. And when you buy the foam tape, there's different widths, so you don't think you have to, it's going to be, you know, you have to use the little skinny ones. You can get a wide one. Let's see. Try to make sure I place it in the center. Then all you have to do is put a sentiment, like, you know, a lot of times people will just make the cards, not put any sentiments on them, and then when, that way they can use them for whatever occasion may come up. This is my day to drop everything. And then, yeah. So it's just plain, simple, just something you can use as a, I'm thinking of you, a thank you card, or something like that. So yeah, so I hope you liked this. This is just a simple card, you know, just something nice to send to somebody and say, thinking of you, happy birthday, thank you for, you know, the gift. But yeah, or you could also make the image the other way so it opens that way. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this portion of it. What I'm going to do is actually, because I didn't put anything on here, maybe I should cut out something else and to match it, or I could actually use something, because this is, I always look at this more like a bookmark. Some people, there's tags, so you can always add something like, image to it, or you can add a couple of butterflies. So I have some loose ones here from a different project. So you could add something like that, poke a little hole or put a little hole in there. I have this, but it may be too big. Let's see. Just put a little string on there. Oh, little ribbon. You'll have a bookmark. So you could always do something like that. Or these lips I thought are so cute. Or let's see. Oh, you know what? I forgot I had these. I forgot these the other day. These are also Art by Marlene. So I think she's from Australia. She has some cute little things. Let's see. Maybe I should do that instead. Maybe cute little bookmarks. Let's see. That's so cute. Something smaller. Oh, so adorable. Yeah, here we go. I love them. Look at that. I like that. I think I'm going to use that. Actually get some foam tape and foam circles, I mean. So I could, I think I'd rather use this than making some more flowers. But if you wanted it to match, you could absolutely die cut more of those flowers and put them on there. But this is just too cute. I just have to put that on there. And then probably what I would do would be to put like a little bit of the yellow around it, just to, give it some more additional dimension and color. Of course, you could always use a different color. It doesn't have to be this one. Isn't that cute? And this one, I think I want something else. The chicken is so cute. Oh yeah, I want the chicken. Oh, so cute. Isn't that cute? This time I don't want, I want a different color on the edges. I may want just to add a little more color than that. So cute. Yeah, I just think those are so cute. So this is what we did today. We made these 2 cards. And we made 2 tags. We just have to put some ribbon, something pretty, light bright colors, and they can use that as a bookmark. And all you have to do is, if you wanted it, like I said, if you wanted it to match, you could just cut some more of these dies out and color them and then put it inside, and they could have a matching bookmark or whatever they want to use it for. See? So, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this will help you, give you some ideas on how to make cards. One that's more mixed media, and one that's more traditional card, and also have some fun mixing them up, actually using the traditional what's this called, stencil, to cut this out and add some color to the background. But then I used more of artistic, colorful images. So this is kind of a mixture of both ways of doing things. So again, friends, thank you for joining me. If you have any comments, suggestions, tips, please add them below. And I'll see you next time.